Roughly $120 billion in warranty claims get denied every year in the United States. And one of the biggest reasons is something millions of drivers think is completely harmless: doing their own oil changes. Here's the scary part. Modern cars are being designed in ways that make DIY maintenance more dangerous, more expensive, and easier for manufacturers to blame on you. In this video, I'm exposing the biggest tricks automakers use to make simple oil changes a financial nightmare. One of these mistakes can destroy your engine in minutes and leave you with a repair bill over $10,000. Let's start with one of the most frustrating problems every DIY mechanic faces. Number 8. The access nightmare. Changing oil used to be simple. You slid under the car, removed the drain plug, and drained the oil. Now, before you can even reach the drain plug, you often have to remove giant plastic underbody panels secured with fragile clips and hidden screws. Automakers claim these panels improve aerodynamics, reduce noise, and protect the engine bay. But for many drivers, they mainly create extra cost and frustration. The clips become brittle from heat and age, and many break during routine maintenance. If the panel isn't reinstalled perfectly, it can loosen on the highway and rip off completely. Thousands of drivers have complained about underbody shields falling off after oil changes because shops rush the installation process. And here's the annoying part. Cheap replacement clips from hardware stores often don't fit correctly, forcing drivers to buy overpriced OEM clips from dealerships. What used to be a basic maintenance job now feels like disassembling half the car. But that's nothing compared to the next problem. Number 7. The drain plug trap. Modern cars increasingly use aluminum oil pans instead of steel ones. That sounds harmless until you realize steel drain bolts threading into soft aluminum slowly damage the threads every single oil change. At first, you may notice a tiny leak. Then one day, the drain plug refuses to tighten properly. If the plug loosens while driving, the engine can lose oil pressure within minutes. And once that happens, catastrophic engine damage comes fast. A simple oil change mistake can suddenly become a full engine replacement. Some automakers tried solving this by switching to plastic drain plugs and plastic oil pans. But now drivers face another issue. Many of those plugs are designed for one-time use only. Reuse the plug, develop a leak, and the manufacturer may deny warranty coverage instantly. Now let's talk about one of the biggest traps modern engines introduced. Number 6. The oil specification nightmare. Years ago, all you needed was the correct viscosity. Today, that's no longer enough. Modern engines require highly specific oil formulations designed for turbochargers, emission systems, timing chains, and fuel economy technologies. That's why you now see labels like Dexos, BMW Longlift, VW 508, and Mercedes 229.5. These specifications aren't just marketing terms. Different oils contain different detergents, additives, and friction modifiers. Use the wrong oil and the damage may not appear immediately. Turbochargers overheat. Timing systems begin sticking. Sludge builds up. Oil passages clog. Everything feels normal until the engine starts failing years later. And here's the worst part. Even if the wrong oil didn't directly cause the damage, manufacturers can still deny warranty claims simply because the specification on your receipt was incorrect. That's why many drivers feel forced into buying expensive, approved oils even when cheaper synthetic oils appear nearly identical. Next comes a small component capable of causing massive problems. Number 5. The modern oil filter problem. Oil filters used to be simple metal canisters. Now many cars use plastic filter housings, cartridge systems, and complicated filter assemblies hidden deep inside the engine bay. And they all share one dangerous weakness: over-tightening. Most filters only need to be hand-tightened. But many people don't trust that. They grab a wrench and tighten harder. That's where disaster begins. Over-tightening can crack modern plastic filter housings. Once that housing fails, contaminants enter the oil system and begin circulating through the engine. Tiny dirt particles create microscopic wear on bearings, camshafts, pistons, and turbochargers. The engine slowly destroys itself from the inside out. Some drivers discovered this after expensive housing failures caused oil contamination and major repair bills. And while automakers struggled with hardware problems, they created something even worse: software lockouts. Number 4. The reset problem. Oil life monitoring systems originally sounded helpful. Instead of guessing oil intervals, the car tells you when maintenance is needed. But modern vehicles are making those systems harder to reset without dealership tools. Older cars allowed simple reset procedures using dashboard buttons or pedal sequences. Now many modern vehicles require specialized diagnostic scanners or subscription-based software. That means even after successfully changing your own oil, your dashboard may continue displaying maintenance warnings. And if the reset isn't properly logged, it could create warranty problems later. Manufacturers are slowly turning simple maintenance into dealer-controlled software procedures. Now let's discuss a mistake that destroys engines faster than most drivers realize. Number 3. The overfill disaster. Everyone knows low oil is dangerous, but too much oil can actually destroy an engine even faster. When an engine is overfilled, the crankshaft begins slamming into the oil while spinning at high speed. That turns the oil into foam, and foam cannot properly lubricate engine components. Once aerated oil circulates through the system, bearings lose protection, turbochargers overheat, and internal metal parts begin wearing rapidly. Even being 1 quart over capacity can create serious problems in some engines. That's why dealerships increasingly rely on automated oil dispensing systems calibrated for exact oil quantities. Meanwhile, many quick lube shops still rely on human estimation, and countless drivers online report overfilled engines after routine service visits. But modern hybrids introduced an entirely different oil problem. Number 2. The hybrid maintenance myth. Many hybrid owners believe their engines need less maintenance because the gasoline engine doesn't run continuously. But that assumption created a hidden problem. Hybrid engines often shut off before reaching full operating temperature. That means moisture and unburned fuel inside the oil don't fully evaporate. Over time, fuel dilution and water contamination begin forming sludge inside the engine. Instead of clean oil, drivers may eventually notice a milky substance building up on the dipstick. And sludge destroys bearings quickly. That's why many experienced technicians recommend changing hybrid oil based on time, not just mileage. Waiting for extremely long oil intervals on short-trip hybrid vehicles can become very expensive later. And finally, the biggest reason oil changes have become such a financial gamble. Number 1. Modern engines depend on oil more than ever before. Oil no longer serves just one purpose. It lubricates moving parts, cools turbochargers, controls variable valve timing systems, supports hydraulic tensioners, protects emission systems, prevents timing chain wear. Modern engines are so dependent on perfect oil maintenance that one small mistake can trigger failures across multiple systems simultaneously. Wrong oil specification? Damage. Wrong oil quantity? Damage. Wrong filter? Damage. Wrong interval? Damage. And because modern vehicles increasingly track service history digitally, every mistake becomes easier for manufacturers to use during warranty disputes. That's why many drivers now feel trapped between two bad choices: pay dealership prices for maintenance, or risk thousands in repairs if something goes wrong. If you still plan on changing your own oil, keep every receipt, document every service, and record the exact oil specification you used. Because in modern cars, proof of maintenance matters almost as much as the maintenance itself. And if you think these oil change traps are bad, wait until you see the mistakes drivers make immediately after an oil change. Some of them can destroy an engine shockingly fast.